Hello and welcome to another video from Natasha Lee. Now my hairdresser Chloe informs me it's Disneyland Paris's 25th anniversary this month, and whilst I've never been lucky enough to go, I would love to, and so I thought I'd produce these cute nails for all you lucky people who've been and who want to visit, or just for all you Disney fans. Stay tuned to find out how. As always, after performing cuticle work and filing my nails, I'm going to cleanse with 99% isopropyl alcohol. And there's a link in the top corner of how I look after my nails. Then I'm going to go straight in with my peel-off base coat and apply to all 10 nails and allow to dry. If you prefer, you can just apply to one hand at a time. I'm going to show you how to do each nail individually this week, so starting on the pinky, I'm going to be using my favourite black from Morgan Taylor, and this is Little Black Dress. And I still have some blue staining underneath my nails from last week's design. If you can do a nice even coat, then you can get away with just one layer because we're going to be using a glitter polish over the top of this one. And now I'm going to go in with All That Jazz's Pitter Patter, and this is a multi-glitter polish, so I'm applying it quite generously at first because I want to be able to move the glitter flakes around to where I'd like them. Once you've applied an even layer, just go over and start to move those flakes carefully around where you want them to go. If you do make any mistakes like I did, then just pop some more glitter on to cover it up. And you can tidy up with a brush dipped in nail polish remover or acetone to remove any sharp glitter. And once that's dry, I'm going to go in with my favourite top coat and just apply one layer over to smooth the nail, ready to do a little design afterwards. And links to all the products are in the description. Now I'm just going to go in with OPI's Alpine Snow and some dotting tools, and just with a large dotting tool we're going to apply a circle to the bottom of the nail, and then with a medium, 2 smaller circles to give that iconic Mickey Mouse. And once that's dry, just apply your final layer of top coat and that nail is done. Now for the ring finger, I'm going in with a layer of OPI Alpine Snow, but you can use whatever your preferred white is, and just apply a nice even layer to the nails. Try and get the cuticle area nice and tidy, but don't worry, you can always tidy it up afterwards with a brush dipped in nail polish remover or acetone. And once that's dry, I'm just going in with a layer of OPI's Kitty White over the top, which is a gorgeous white shimmer. However, do be warned, if you do get any on the skin or the cuticle area, it's a bit of a nightmare to clear up because those glitter flakes won't go away. Once that's dry, I'm going back in with my black and a medium large and a medium dotting tool, but with a medium large I'm going to apply random dots over the nails, and these are going to perform the Mickey and the Minnie faces. And now with a medium dotting tool, I'm going to apply 2 little dots either side of the bigger dots, and these are to make the ears. To give that true Mickey look, try to apply them just overlapping the other circle and about position of 10 and 2 on a clock. Don't worry about making any mistakes on the skin because you can just clean it up straight away afterwards. Now using Morgan Taylor's Wonder Woman and an extra fine dotting tool, I'm going to just go in and apply random dots in between our little mouse faces. And once I'm happy with how that looks, I'm going to go back in with the same dotting tool and polish and apply 2 little dots to the top of the heads on some of the mice, and that's to give them that look of Minnie's bow. Once that's dry, it's time to apply the top coat, and it's best to do this very lightly and generously because otherwise you might smear it like me, but as you can see you can get away with that sometimes. On the thumb and forefinger, I'm going to apply Morgan Taylor's Wonder Woman, and ideally you could do 2 coats of this just to get a really nice opaque coverage, but it does give a good coverage in 2 coats. And once that first coat is dry, go in with your second coat nice and evenly on the forefinger and the thumb. Don't worry if you don't have these exact colours or tools, you can use whichever colours you have, and I do have a video in the top right corner of how to make your own nail art tools. Again with my white and an extra fine dotting tool, I'm just going to apply some nice little polka dots to the index finger, and I'm trying to space these quite widely apart. Although I don't always follow my own rules, the best way to apply even dots like this is to use your dotting tool directly upright That's a 45-degree angle from the nail, and it just gives you a bit more control and makes sure they're a bit more circular shaped, because sometimes they can go a bit wonky. And a few of mine did, but to be honest, they're so small, it doesn't really matter once you've top coated. And besides, you can just go back in over the top with another dot to cover up any mistakes. Once you're happy with the look and it's dried, then just apply a generous layer of top coat that you float over to stop smearing any of those little dots. Don't worry if you do get any on the skin, just clean it off with a brush dipped in nail polish remover or acetone. On the thumb, I'm going to apply Riches to Rubies from All That Jazz. And you can apply 1 or 2 coats. If you want it super sparkly, then I'd apply 2. And finally, for that middle finger, I'm going to apply OPI's Alpine Snow. And if you can do 1 even coat, it means you don't have to go in with a second, but mine's getting a bit thick and it's a bit awkward to work with. Once that's dried, again, I'm going to go in with a layer of OPI's Kitty White because I do love this so much. But this time I'm going to be a little bit more careful to try and not flood my cuticles with it, because it was a nightmare to try and clear up. And now to show you how to do that super easy bow, it's just done with a dotting tool at first and the Wonder Woman from Morgan Taylor. And once you've applied a thick line for the centre of the ribbon, I'm going to create the shape of the bows down the side. And this is quite easy. I'm just going up a diagonal line and then a little curved line around the bottom, almost like a butterfly wing. And do exactly the same on the other side. If, like me, you're struggling to get it symmetrical, but that's because I am doing it through the camera lens, then apply some dots as a guide. You can always fill it in afterwards to make it really accurate, which actually is exactly what I did. Once you're pretty happy with your bow shape, and it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be outlining it, take an ultra fine dotting tool and I'm just going to apply some tiny polka dots around the bow. I find it easiest to start in the centre at the bottom because it gives you an idea of how to get it even. And then just go opposite each of the dots, if that makes any sense, really. I know what I'm trying to say anyway. Continue all around the bow, applying the dots. However, if you find this a bit awkward, you could always apply them first and the bow second. Once all the red is dry, go back in with your white polish and the same ultra fine dotting tool and just apply tiny little white polka dots all over the bow. Once your polka dots are dry, go in with an ultra fine nail art brush and some black polish. And I'm going to start by circling around the centre of the bow. And again, this does not need to be perfect at all. The look when you've finished will still look amazing whether or not you've got straight lines. And I'm just going to follow around all the parts of the bow. I don't even know what you'd call these. What are the wings of the bow? Ties of the bow? Loops of the bow? I'm just wittering to myself now, but basically you're going to outline the whole of the bow first. And if you do find that your black clogs up a little bit, you might see me stroking it on my plastic back pad to make sure I've got a nice even amount of black through my brush. And you can do exactly the same. Once you've outlined, we're going to add some detailing. And down the side of the bow, I'm just going to do 2 little sweeps, 1 on each side. And this is to add some texture and definition. And then we're going to do the same from the centre of the bow of 2 little ticks on each side. And now you can see the bow taking shape and it's almost complete. But just to finalise, we're going to go back in with our black and perform the 2 little loops that give that final definition to the bow. Once you've allowed all your black polish to dry, just go in with your usual top coat and apply a nice generous layer very lightly because we don't want to smear this. And apply it over the whole nail. I prefer to be over generous because I can always draw the excess off afterwards. Once that top coat is dry, go in with your favourite brand of cuticle oil, and this is currently mine, and then just apply to the skin around the nails, and do this very carefully just in case any polish is still wet, and then massage in. And once that's done, your nails are complete. And these have been so popular, not just with my boys, but also with the teachers at school when I went to go and collect them. If you're not the biggest fan of red, then don't worry, you can just substitute the red for another colour like pink or blue. And then you could change Minnie's bows to match. These are so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial. Please do let me know if you give it a go. And if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos every weekend. And happy 25th birthday Disneyland Paris. Gosh, I wish I was 25 again.